On June 15th, 2021, Nintendo released the second teaser trailer to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. This trailer caps off at about 1 minute and 38 seconds, but just like the last trailer, there is a lot of stuff to unpack here, so we're going to break down the trailer bit by bit. So, without further ado, let's cue the intro and get on with it. The trailer starts off with Malice slowly rising from the bottom left of the screen, a clear parallel to the last trailer with the green energy. The next shot shows Malice engulfing Link's right arm, while Link clutches it and recoils away. Link's in a near identical position as he was in the first trailer. This is also the only time we see the Master Sword in this trailer. If you would like to see my theory as to why that is, I will link it in the video description. The next shot shows Ganondorf from below. This shot shows Ganondorf raising his hands, possibly to conduct Malice. Rip Ratchan. The next shot shows Zelda falling into some sort of canyon, likely as an effect from the cave-in from the first trailer. Zelda has her left arm outstretched, likely reaching out to Link as he is the closest person to her. The next shot shows a white light engulfing the screen. While I have seen many people draw parallels from this light and Zelda's light from the beginning of Breath of the Wild, however, it also reminded me of Fi's light in Skyward Sword during Link's visions. This next shot is where things start to get interesting. Link is shown skydiving, which is a central mechanic in Skyward Sword. On top of that, Link's appearance is drastically different than what we see in Breath of the Wild. His hair is not in its usual ponytail, giving it a much longer appearance. He seems to be wearing 2 different types of wraps and some sandals. Additionally, his right arm is now a decaying green color, and it's wearing the same arm guard as the green hand from the first trailer. His whole design is a clear reference to the hero from 10,000 years ago. Will he be mentioned somewhere in the story? I also want to take into account that Link has no weapons equipped. Whether this is just an aesthetic choice or has something to do with the game's lore is a mystery. Lastly, Link seems to be falling towards a floating island that consists of a lake, some autumn trees, like the ones we see in Akala, and a small courtyard. The next shot shows Link paragliding towards a group of flying islands. Again, Link's appearance has changed, giving him pants instead of a skirt. Additionally, Link is wearing thick cloth boots. One thing I would like to point out is that on page 68 of Hyrule Historia, it says, quote, "The winds are strong in the sky, so the Highland clothes are thick and durable. The colors and clothes of buildings are especially vivid in the sky area." End quote. Could the descendants of Skyloft be present in this game? If so, are they the ones who gave Link this attire? Additionally, Link's shield seems to have a stylized version of the Sheikah Eye. There seems to be a colossal building in the background that could possibly be a dungeon. Also, the paraglider isn't the same as the one in Breath of the Wild. I'll go over why in a minute, but keep in mind they are different. The next scene shows Link running across one of the floating islands. 2 birds notice Link and fly away. We can tell we are on one of the floating islands because of the architecture and trees. Additionally, there are other islands in the background. They all seem to have the same environment. Could different groups of islands all have their own region? This next shot shows a mechanical enemy of sorts. This enemy has the same green energy flowing through it as the first trailer. That means that this being and Link's right arm are in some way connected. We know that this being is supposed to be here because of the white egg-like horns it has. They match the architecture of the background. This thing kinda seems to be like a guardian scout, that like the ones we find in Sheikah shrines. One thing I would like to point out is this creature's striking similarities to a previous enemy in the Zelda series, Mizal. What, with the rounded head crown, with the lines leading to the central point, or the ear-like horns that curve to the top, and the parts that kind of dangle off the ears. Both of them seem to have hands, and they both use a very bright color palette. Additionally, they both seem to be mechanical. But this thing seems to have connections to the Chica as well. We can see what looks like an inverted Chica eye, and the entire head of this thing sort of resembles a frog, which is featured in one of Impa's attacks in Hyrule Warriors. This next shot is a lot more familiar than the previous ones. For a start, Link's hair is back in its usual ponytail. He is wearing the Hylian trousers and is equipped with the Traveler's gear. While his tunic has some minor adjustments, it is still unmistakably the champion's tunic. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Zelda, but your idea of armor is 2 shirts and an arm guard. At least this way he has some chainmail under it. We see an enemy encampment with 2 bokoblins. The bokoblins now have pointier, longer horns. It's when the bokoblins blow their horn that we see what this camp is built on, a stone talus. It seems that the enemies are a lot smarter in this game than the previous one. Now moving on to the paraglider. Like I said before, this is not the same paraglider from Breath of the Wild. In the one from Breath of the Wild, the wood is a generic brown, while this one is painted white. The previous one had a symbol cloth. This one not only has a cloth, but has tassels and streamers. And the last cloth was a brown with the Rito symbol on it, and this one is purple and it looks like it has the royal family's crest on it. This next shot shows Link lying on the ground, as his hand glows a bright green. Note that he's shirtless and he's wearing an unknown type of pants. The next shot shows Link running up Death Mountain to an enemy encampment. The Moblin is wearing some sort of weird helmet that might be a horn, but that's not what's important here. Link's right arm glows a golden glow and reaches out to a metal spiked ball that is heading his way, freezing it in time and pushing it backwards in time. It seems that this game might have a time mechanic in it. This next shot shows Link fighting what resembles to be a lever. Link is equipped with a shield, but for some reason, a Zonai statue is strapped to Link's shield. The statue spits fire at the creature, which responds by swiping at Link, who backflips out of the way. Note that the statue is filled with the same green energy, and apparently it can move on its own. The next shot we were shown is reversed footage of a water droplet falling. This likely has something to do with the new time mechanic in the game. This next shot shows Link flying in the air in a diving position. He collides with a floating structure, but pushes through the solid rock, making it to the other side. One thing to note is that by judging by these mushrooms, we are right above the Thundera Plateau, a Zonai structure. These last few shots show us what we saw in the first trailer, Hyrule Castle rising to the sky, but this time we actually see what's pushing it, Malice. This last shot shows Hyrule Castle at sunset with Malice surrounding it. A lone violin plays, and the screen fades to black. Hey everyone, this is Maspachora. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. What do you guys think about this trailer? Let me know in the comments. Is there something that I missed in this analysis? Let me know. Also, I plan to make a lot more content regarding Breath of the Wild 2, so subscribe if you want to be notified next time I upload. Also, I have a Discord, so if you want to see me slowly lose my brain cells by talking about stuff like this, then feel free to join. I'm Maspachora, and I'll see you guys later.